Hey, everybody. Happy Monday. Welcome into the building. It is Trending Topics Monday. I'm glad y'all here with me, and I'm glad to see y'all. Now, listen, y'all know the routine. As you come in, you need to purchase your ticket. And how do you purchase your ticket? Hit the like button, okay? So hit the like button. Listen, tonight's Trending Topics is they coming for you. They coming for you. So be prepared because they're coming for you. Now, whether they knock on the door today, tomorrow, next week, 90 days, 60 days, 100 days, they're coming for you. So who's on the docket? Diddy. Now, I can't say every. A lot of rumors we heard about Diddy is coming to seem like it's true. We've been hearing little sprinklings about Diddy for years. That he likes to play for both teams. And you know, nobody don't care about that these days. But we care if you're trying to hide it. And you may expose me to something, some STD, STI, something like that, because I don't know, you roaming the streets, tapping on everything, breathing. It was a last for years that he be spiking the drinks and taking advantage for people. And Cassie confirmed that for us in her lawsuit. We heard about the FO parties and all kind of sinister stuff. Now, back in 2018, unfortunately, Kim Porter, the mother to 3 of his children, she was young. It seemed like pretty healthy. You never know what's going on in somebody's body, but appearance seemed pretty healthy. Listen, her first baby daddy, that's what he said. I ain't making this up. He said that. I literally just spoke to her, and then all of a sudden, I get a phone call saying she not here no more. And everybody was saying she was writing a tell-all book. That's what they said. She was writing a tell-all book. That was the rumors on the street, and the rumors on the street said that Diddy found out, and the rumors on the street was that Diddy did something to Kim Porter. Now here we are, 2018. How many years is that? Is that about 6 years now? Because we're in 2024. Almost 6 years later, an anonymous source drops a snippet from a file they claimed they had that they said it was Kim Porter's writing, and they're going to write the book for her. They're going to finish what she couldn't finish. And in the snippet they gave us, she said this man, because somebody sent flowers to her. She said this man lost his natural mind, and at the time, he was dating somebody else. Lost his mind and threw a chair at her. She said she woke up in the hospital. Took her 6 months to recover. 6 months? Somebody Somebody page Janice Combs because we need to talk to her. We need to talk to Janice Combs. Mama Combs, what happened, Mama Combs? What did that man see? A chair? And listen, he's been sinister for a while. Because don't forget the story back in college, before anybody really knew his name like that, the people said he beat the girlfriend down in the courtyard. You know, at the court, at the college, all these colleges got a common ground where everybody hang out. At the courtyard, they said he beat the girlfriend down, and everybody was like, get off her, puff, stop, this, that, and the other. So he didn't just all of a sudden wake up like that. That thing was in the core of him. He got a problem with putting his hands on the ladies. Well, let me roll back the footage. He got a problem with putting his hands on people because there's allegedly some college coaches that he put his hands on. He liked to put his hands on the people. Remember that ridiculous apology? I was in a dark place. I'm disgusted by my behavior, but I sought help. No, you need intense therapy. You need to live in the psychiatric ward, and let's see you and check on you every other year and see if you have something ain't right. A chair? We're going to talk about it. The book is coming out. Kim Porter is speaking from the grave. And let me tell you the dark side of that story. In that story, because the guy that sent her the flowers, he was a producer and wanted to put her in some movies. Next thing she heard that producer died of pneumonia. Does that sound familiar to you? This is crazy. Then let's talk about this next story. Is Diddy related. So Keefe D is behind bars right now. Ex-gangster, the one that was all over YouTube talking about he knew how Tupac was unalived. He wrote a tell-all book. Now he behind bars crying, it wasn't me. Well, there's a 149-page document that the prosecutors wrote up. And in that document, Diddy's name is mentioned, catch this, 77 times. 77 times. So as a result, Tupac's family, they hired themselves some lawyers, and not an investigator, not one investigator, a team of investigators, so they can investigate if what Keefe D said that Diddy did is true. And if so, they're going to sue. They coming for him. We getting story after story after story after story being dropped about Diddy. They coming for him. Tupac's family said they got a team of investigators, not an investigator. Not just Diva with her little book going around talking about can I speak to you? Do you know anything about Diddy? No, they got people all over the streets. And they don't have just a lawyer. They got a good 2 lawyers that seem to be pretty good lawyers. They're coming for him. Yeah, they are. They're coming for him. This is a mess. Then let's talk about, some of these people in these schools, they done lost their mind. You the bookkeeper for a school, and you didn't steal $1. You didn't steal $2. Hey, you didn't steal $100,000. The bookkeeper stole $17 million and was living large. He had money in a mini refrigerator, in a sneaker, in a sock all over his house. He was buying luxury clothes. He bought himself a nice house. The bookkeeper of the school. He stole from the school the taxpayers' dollars. $17 million. They came for him. Now he got 70 months up in the federal prison to think about everything he did. And probably when he come back, he got to come out, he got to pay back that restitution, all that money. You the bookkeeper stealing from the school? No, he was buying luxury clothes, bags. He was living the life. Stole $17 million. And listen, you know, when you go to the ATM to get your cash out, they got cameras there. They got cameras and pictures of him getting the money out, just getting the money out, just getting the money out, getting the money out. He was writing checks to somebody else, but then he cashed the checks. A whole scheme. They came for him and locked his butt up. Stealing from the school kids. Now, you know that had to be a rich district. He couldn't have stolen no $17 million from no little public school I know of. $17 million stolen over, I think it was 5 years. Now, see, I want to know what the principal was doing, what the superintendents was doing. I want to know what these people was doing. Because how does $17 million just go missing from your school and you clueless? I mean, where they do that at? But they coming for you. Somebody put in the chat, hashtag, they coming for you. We got stuff to talk about. This Keefe D, that case is in November. Listen, in November, you know, it's Thanksgiving. Child, that case is going to have us glued to the screen. I'm going to follow that Keefe D case. If you out there in Vegas, you lucky because you may be able to go to the courtroom and see that fool. I'm predicting Keefe D going to act a fool in that court. Because when he feel his lawyer ain't doing enough, he think he could just talk. He don't know the rules, but he going to find out shortly. And I think, you know what, no matter what, Keefe D might sort of settle in his mind that wherever that jail cell he in right now, that's going to be his home for the rest of his life. You big dummy. You big dummy. It's going to be his home for the rest of his life. I'll be shocked if he get out. And he wants Suge Knight to come speak on his behalf. Suge Knight behind bars doing his podcast. I forgot the name of Suge Knight podcast. Oh, I know it. Collect calls from Suge. Suge Knight in that jail wherever he had living his best life. Recording a podcast. Listen, if y'all dare say y'all can't follow your dreams, this man behind bars recorded a podcast and he got sponsors. I may have to accept a collect call from Suge Knight. Ask him how to give me some sponsors. Suge Knight behind bars doing a podcast and he got sponsors. And you got this man stealing $17 million. You a dummy. If you really want to work your life and change your life, you can, but you got to believe and you got to put in the work. Nobody wants to put in the work anymore. Everybody want to wake up just a superstar with cash flowing out their bank. You got to put in the work. Put in the work. But no, you want to steal. So now you lived large for 5 years off of this $17 million and now you going to jail. You have got to be dumb. Like, how dumb are you? But listen, guys, I've talked enough. So, you know what I need in the chat. What I need, people. Come on now. Somebody help me out. It's Monday. I'm working. Come on, Tay Tay. I love you. I'm working. I need a what? I need a choo-choo. All aboard, everybody. It is Monday night trending topics, and the title is They Coming For You. Yes, Kim Porter is speaking from the grave. May she rest in peace. But I guess she felt like she not going to rest in peace until Diddy pays for what he did. So she has a tell-all book, and somebody let somebody else see the little transcripts on the disc, okay? And they said they're going to make Ken's book come to light. And then we got Tupac's family. They said, oh, Diddy allegedly gave $1 million to take out our family member? Well, we're going to investigate this. And if it's true, we're going to sue his behind. We're coming for him. Then you got the stupid bookkeeper. And this man wasn't young. You 52 and you a whole thief? I mean, if you're going to rob, steal, and do stupid stuff, at least do it when you 30 and under. You 52, you could be somebody's father, grandfather, and you doing a crime and you going to go in jail. You're a big dummy. But let me just load the train up and bring these people in the building. Hold on one second, y'all. Let me bring the people on in. Hold on. Hey, Leah. Hey, Katrina. Hey, Felicia.
Hi, Diva. Hey, panel.
Hey, Savannah. Hey, Dr. Love.
Hello, everyone.
Hey, Diva. Hey, everybody.
Hey, Tay-Tay. Hey, Dustin.
Hey, everybody.
Hey. All right, we all in the building. So,
like the saying goes, check yourself before you wreck yourself.
Come on now. So let me give an update. Y'all all remember the 12-year-old that unalived her 8-year-old cousin. I'm gonna bring this little short conversation. We're just gonna watch it and you let it sink in, and then we'll get into our stories where they're having a conversation about pretty much how does this happen. But I want to play this because when we did the first little promise on Project 2025, I'll figure out when we're going to get to the rest of it. But and many of the panelists often talked about how their cell phone is the devil. Some of these kids are getting exposed to the cell phone too soon, too young. And we've seen adults scrapping on the floor, scrapping in the Uber, scrapping in their house over a cell phone. And I'll remind you one more time, Kiki and her baby daddy was in her house and she showed us the footage from her Ring camera, whatever, scrapping over a cell phone. The baby daddy, taped Kiki's mother yelling like a banshee on the cell phone. Then you got Jonathan Majors and Grace Tabari in a ride share, the Uber, the Lyft, whatever, in the back seat, scuffing over a cell phone. Now you got this 12-year-old and the 8-year-old cousin is no longer here over a cell phone. People are losing their natural mind over a cell phone. Let's do this update real quick. Let me play this. Let me see where I have this thing at. Hold on one second. Here it is. Hit the like button, people. Hit the like button. This is a father, not her father. It's just a father having a discussion with the host. And the other one, I believe she's a therapist. Okay, let's listen.
Us here on The Factor Uncensored, and we appreciate you staying up late with us. First up on The Factor, we start off tonight's show talking about a grueling situation. A 12-year-old girl is accused of smothering and killing her 8-year-old cousin over an iPhone on July 15th in Humboldt, Tennessee. They were both visiting their grandmother's house. Now, according to the county's prosecutor, a security camera recorded the killing inside the bedroom the young girls shared. The recording shows the older child using bedding to suffocate her cousin as she slept in the top bunk. After the child died, the 12-year-old cleaned up the victim and repositioned her body in bed. We have with us to talk about this tonight, therapist Dr. Jasmine Boone and fathers Lewis Hunter. So, Lewis, as a father, when you first read this story and saw the video reports, your thoughts about it?
I was shocked. I was shocked to the extent that I realized the world that we live in today. You know, the fact that you could have a 12 and 8-year-old fighting over an iPhone, cousins, mind you, at grandmother's house, and then have the 12-year-old kill her cousin and then come back and position the body and try to cover up what she had done. That doesn't happen overnight. That's not something, you don't jump from. Most juvenile crimes are property-related, burglary, vandalism.
Good afternoon. This message is for Jade Sharon. I'm calling from the Marine
They need to lock her ass up.
And got back in the bed. Went to sleep.
And I also read, I'm glad you mentioned that, because they said that they didn't find out until like a day or two later, I think.
They had to go watch the video.
The video.
Grandmother. And imagine what it was like for the grandmother to go and view that video for the first time.
But it also makes me question, why is there a camera in an 8-year-old's room? A 12-year-old's room.
Mm-hmm.
So there had to have been behavioral issues before that had not been addressed. And I'm sure they're going to scream mental health and, all this other mess. And I'm curious to know what sort of mental health issues or therapy that she may have had before this.
All right, Dr. Jasmine Boone, your thoughts on this disturbing situation?
It's so unfortunate. And it's so like no one wins. Poor grandma, poor moms that lost both of their babies one way or the other. But, we don't know, according to the article and news, there's no speculation of mental health issues. So ruling that out, we do have to take into consideration that this girl, this 12-year-old, her brain is not fully developed, right? So we're talking about the prefrontal cortex, which is responsible for decision making, consequences, the pros and cons, weighing them out before making the decision, long-term consequences, like all the things that the prefrontal cortex is responsible for. She hasn't matured into that yet and won't for another 12 or 13 years.
Prosecutors don't care about that. They want to try her as an adult.
They want to try her as an adult, but who she is at 12 will not be who she is at 24, 30, 40. Like literally her brain is not fully matured, right? And so I personally and professionally don't think she should be tried as an adult. I think there is a desensitization that's taking place with the social media and all that good stuff, where she may know, like, I want to kill her, but you don't know the gravity and the long-term impact of your decision. And so I don't know that trying her as an adult is fair.
And before we get to you, Lewis, one of the issues I have here is when we as a society, all of us, covet a phone.
Oh my God.
It's a electronic device, but in this case, we're willing allegedly to kill for it.
Absolutely.
And adults are even worse.
We see it even in toddlers. The phone is like a deity now. It's like a god to a lot of these younger kids, where
a Bible where the Bible never could get. In our hands.
That's a word. I love that. Absolutely. It is sending them into a tizzy. And we have to pay attention to this, because not only is it the phone, like what are they watching? In researching this, I just randomly decided to just scroll Instagram and came across 5 murders or clips that were leading to a murder before it got cut off. We shouldn't be exposed to this on a daily. Like we shouldn't have access to this, and we're adults. So think about an adolescent or a child.
I would like to know what's going on with the gluteus maximus cortex part of this kid. How many ass whoopings has this kid gotten leading up to this? There had to have been a discipline issue leading up to this. This just does not happen, overnight. And so I would really like to know, what sort of discipline. I think discipline is a big issue.
Yeah.
Lazy parenting. I think cell phones has a lot to do with lazy parenting. You throw them a phone or a tablet, they're out of your hair for a while. You can watch whatever reality show or whatever you're into on television. You get some quiet time for yourself. I know that they charged this child with, or from what I understand, they've charged her with first-degree murder. But like I said, like she said, there's a lot of talk right now as to whether or not you can charge this young lady. And it's become real unpopular over the last 20 years. For judges to prosecute young children as adults. And as a result, the way the statistics read is as though juvenile crime has gone down. But I think that the reality is that not as many of them are being prosecuted, because it affects the professional resume of a judge who may want to move on to higher elected positions.
All right. We want to thank you guys for joining us here on The Factor. Welcome and thank you.
I just wanted to show that really quickly, just to bring up, there were many people on the panel when we had this discussion that had some of these same comments and questions about why was a camera in the room in the first place. I mean, thank God, because they was able to view and see what truly happened to the 8-year-old, but that was problematic in and of itself. And we all talked about, you know, how this having a cell phone, you know, is just too much, especially when you're very young and you may get it in your hands too soon. It's just a very sad case. I will keep you posted from when I get information, you know, what ends up happening in this particular case, but it's just very, very sad. And people are on the fence about what happened. Many people are saying that, yeah, maybe this girl brain is not developed, but to know that you're going to reposition somebody and clean somebody up, it's like thin line right there. So I'm going to go ahead and roll into our first story for the night. And our first story for the night is there has been speculations that Kim Porter was writing a book, okay? And now there's someone out there who wants to remain anonymous, and I can understand that because it seems allegedly that people just seem to just become unalived, that had problems or issues with, you know, Diddy. It just seems like they ends up with some mysterious condition, and the next thing you know, they're not here. And it seems like, you know, Al B. Shore alluded to it, and he survived it, you know, and he said one day he will tell his story. I don't know if people will be willing to tell their story, if it so happens that maybe one day Diddy actually gets charged with a crime and gets locked up. Maybe at that point, people will feel, you know, okay to share their horror stories, right? So let's get into it. So Diddy X accuses him of abuse from beyond the grave. Radar Online reveals explosive contents of Kim Porter never before seen memoir. He hit me with a chair. That is super sad, right? So Diddy's late longtime ex-girlfriend Kim Porter detailed the alleged abuse she suffered at the hands of the disgraced producer, who fathered three of her children, in a never before seen memoir surfacing 6 years after her mysterious and sudden death. An insider says. Diddy's late ex-girlfriend Kim Porter detailed the alleged abuse she suffered at the hands of disgraced producer who fathered three of her children in a never-before-seen memoir surfacing nearly 6 years after her mysterious and sudden death. The source, who wished to remain anonymous, gave RadarOnline.com exclusive access to files they say came from Porter's long-lost flash drive, given to them by someone very close to Kim and Diddy. If I had to take a guess, I'm thinking, what's her name? Baby Fat designer. Why is her name slipping my mind right now? But I'm thinking her.
Kamora Lee.
Thank you, Leo. Kamora Lee. Yes. So we have been unable to verify these claims, but a 40-page document on the device filled with explosive anecdotes was supposedly written by the actress and model in the months leading up to her death. In one chapter, she wrote about how the jealous rapper's short fuse made her walk on eggshells, and record one instance where he allegedly sent her to the hospital after brutally beating her with a chair. Oh my gosh. That's a cute picture of the twins, her, and I'm guessing that's Christian Combs there. I don't know. Porter was 47 years old when she died at her home in Los Angeles shortly before midnight on November 15, 2018. The LA County medical examiner listed a manner of death as natural and the cause as lumbar pneumonia, a condition marked by inflammation and infection in the lungs. Unanswered questions surrounding her death have resurfaced as allegations of violent behavior stacked up against Diddy, including by another one of his exes, Cassie Ventura, alongside a federal sex trafficking investigation. Some have even suggested Porter's death may have been a move invented to prevent the release of the memoir she never finished. A hotel surveillance video from 2016 obtained by CNN showed the 54-year-old, whose legal name is Sean Combs, kicking and dragging Victoria. Porter's father told Rolling Stones he was disgusted by the video and said it made him wonder whether his daughter suffered similar abuse. Former Bad Boy rapper Mark Curry also told the outlet of Porter's relationship with Diddy. I remember Kim used to go through a lot of stuff. If you live around them, you get to see the toxic relationship. I think every relationship he had that I experienced around him was like that. Porter described the exchange that led to her hospital visit in the purported memoir, writing, "We were supposed to go out for dinner, but he was in a foul mood. Sean yelled, 'What the F?' I would have to walk on eggshells as I came out of the bathroom. But I found him holding flowers, so I smiled. 'You brought me flowers?' Sean yelled, 'No. So who the F are they from?' I was bewildered and told him honestly, I don't know, probably just a fan. He threw the attached card at me. I picked it up to read it. Sean, he slapped me so hard I hit the ground. Sean yelled, 'Who the F were you with the other night?' I looked down at the card that was laying next to me and it read, 'The other night was amazing. We must do it again.'" And that's the actual document they're showing there. When she tried to explain, according to the document, she said Combs threw the flowers at her and said, "That's not how this works. You have my child. You don't touch anyone unless I allow it." She wrote, "Diddy picked up my coffee mug and slammed it against the wall. Coffee flew everywhere as he yelled, 'Who the F this N think he is?' While desperately trying to calm him down, Porter insisted, 'It was just coffee with the producer. It's nothing.' She explained they met up to discuss maybe me starring in another movie that he wants to produce. Sean exploded even more. He wants to put the move on my effing family. At the top of his lung, my effing family. He flipped the table over, breaking it. It was a heavy table, but Sean is stronger than he looks. I pleaded with him. Sean, please. He yelled at me, 'What?' I tried my best to calm him down. He probably didn't know. It didn't come up. You're publicly dating someone else." So he screamed at me, and it somehow seemed even more intense. So you didn't tell him to back off. And then out of nowhere, he hit me with a chair. I don't remember anything after that until I woke up in the hospital room. Porter said when she woke up in the hospital, my arm was in a cast, hanging from a sling. My face hurt. My eyebrow was in immense pain, and as was my lip. As I came to, the first face I saw was the man that put me here. Sean asked with concern in his voice, "How are you feeling?" I responded, "Stay away from me." She said Diddy apologized and told her, "I don't know what came over me," but she was afraid for her safety because they were in a private hospital room and no one would hear me. I could scream like my life depended on it, but it wouldn't matter. As she laid in the hospital bed, the musician allegedly said, "I was just so jealous. You know how I am. I'm sorry, baby. I promise I'll never put my hands on you again. I swear." She recalled thinking, "I heard this song one too many times." Porter then wrote, she was concerned Diddy might lie and said she had a car accident, claiming he told her, "They'll pity you that you hit your head. He was going to make me look crazy. They were going to believe him. He was a kingpin." Yet she said Combs spent the next 6 months helping me heal and working his way back into my life and into my bed. I was so dumb. I was so damn stupid. And of course, I wasn't cast for either movie. From what I understand, the producer died of pneumonia. It was unclear when the alleged incident occurred, but Porter noted that Combs was publicly dating someone else at the time. The pair met when she was working at his label, Uptown Records, and they began dating in 1994. They went on to have 3 children together, 26-year-old rapper Christian Cassie Combs, aka King Combs, and 17-year-old twin daughters, Delana Starr and Jesse James Combs. The supposed encounter referenced above would have likely occurred sometime between Christian's birth in 1998 and the twins' birth in 2006. As Porter noted in the memoir that Christian was with the nanny at the time and wrote about delivering her twins in the next chapter. The source who gave us access to the documents plans to publish the entire thing under the title Kim's Lost Words, A Journey for Justice from the Other Side. Leo, your thoughts?
I am speechless. I feel deeply sorrowful for what this woman continually had to go through. He hit her with a whole chair. And I don't, we always say, why you went back, why you go away. But I think, especially powerful men, and you have 3 kids with this man, he's the father of your children. So you can't get away from him. Mm-hmm. I don't think that's a possibility. Even with her trying to do her own thing, because I often wondered, well, why didn't she get out there and make her own money? When she was trying to do that, he acted a fool. Her arm in a sling, her face beat up. She wake up in the hospital and her abuser is looking her in her face. This is the thing though, right? Before I can actually go 10 toes down in this excerpt, I really need to see who it came from. Mm-hmm. I really need to see who it came from. I really need for them to show their face, because I can automatically believe with the evidence that's publicly known that Diddy, Puffy, he was that dude towards her. Mm-hmm. I readily believe that. But before I can give total credence to what's been released, I need to see who it is, and I also need to hear how they got it. I need to hear the full story. And it is amazing to me how the producer of the film also is no longer here on this earth from pneumonia. So, it's crazy. It is really, really crazy. And I hope that I am here when I hear about all the coroners he paid off, all the morticians he paid, all the people that he paid off to cover up his deeds and the things that the extent that he went to maintain power. I cannot wait to hear who are all the underlying people that got paid. Not just the people he didn't pay his artists. So who are the other people that he did keep in his pocket to pay for their silence? Because my conspiracy part of my brain, that tin hat part of my brain, is saying, oh my God, how is this? How is this? And I also wonder about how King Combs, Christian Combs, is so okay with the abuse that I'm quite sure he witnessed of his mother. And he's still 10 toes down with this man. I don't know. I don't know. I really don't know how this worked. I don't know how this worked, but I believe it. I believe it happened. But before I can give it full credibility, I need to see who released it and how did they get it. I need to hear the whole story.
Yeah. I do remember a story about her nose being broken. Now there's several others. I want to say, don't quote me 100%. I want to say Gene Dill said it. there was several people that said that he broke her nose at one point. And I'm trying to say in my mind, I wonder if this is similar, the same incident or time period, or was it not another time period where he had allegedly broke her nose. One thing we definitely can say is that according to just from Cassie herself in the video that we saw, and we know that Kim Porter came before Cassie, he put his hands on people. He put his hands on people. Katrina, you're up.
But one more thing, Diva, I don't disagree with the fact that he put his hands on her, but the accounting of the story that actually happened, I want to know where it came. This particular story, I'm not doubting the validity of it. I just want to know, where did this come from, and what everybody's motives is at this time. I just do want to know.
No, I hear you, and I'm connected with you. I was just trying to say, I'm wondering if it's the same situation with the nose thing, right? And I believe that everybody wants to see his day come, that he has wronged, but everybody is still pretty much scared. But now that they see that the pendulum is swinging back against him, they're still afraid to talk. But they're slipping out stuff here and there and hoping it'll take him down. Katrina, you're up.
Yeah. I'm like Leo. I believe it. I believe it happened. I don't know where the story came from. Maybe it came from Quincy, but who knows? I mean, because this man was happy. Diddy feels like if he's been your man or whatsoever, you his property forever. And he just take you off the shelf and play with you and then put you back on the shelf, but you belong to him. Yes, he broke this woman's nose. Because what the guy named that they said that he offed his own self or whatsoever, because he was having Kim phones bugged, and he knew that she was messing with this man, the man that he hit across the head with the chair. The same man, the same night he broke Kim's nose. I forgot his name, but the guy offed himself because he said he felt like somebody was stalking him. He was seeing
I
things.
know the story you're talking about.
Yeah. So that's the same night that he broke Kim's nose.
It's Shakir Stewart.
Shakir Stewart. Yeah, that's the same night he broke her nose. And I don't put nothing past this man. This man is a demon. This is a walking demon. Y'all want to see what walking demons look like? Just look at this man. This man is terrible. And I'm quite sure his mom knows some of the things that he's done. And that's probably why she was having a heart attack, because I'm supposed probably going to tell we got to seize all this stuff that you acquired in your name that he gave you or whatsoever. We need all this stuff back. But either or, he's a demon. Whoever released it, I'm glad they released it, but we hope it's coming from a credible source. But the stuff that's in there sounds credible because the stuff that he has done and stuff that people have talked about. And it's sad that these women went through all this. And not one woman went through it, another woman went through it, and then you laughing at Kim getting the paws put on her. But look what you got. You went through the same thing, or mostly worse. Well, no, you still alive. But anyway, it's sad. I hope he gets exactly what he deserved, because it's injustice what he's done to these people, and not just the people that we know about. The people that he's done is that we don't know about. The ones that be at these parties, you don't know if they became addicted to something. You don't know if they start peeing themselves. You don't know what they have done because of the conditions that he gave them that they didn't know. You put something in my drink, I didn't know I was drinking. You don't know what the consequences was behind that. But anyway, whoever coming out with the book, I hope the book sells. I hope the person is credible, and we'll see how it go from there. That's all I got, Diva.
I appreciate you. Dr. Love, you up?
Yes. I truly don't know what to believe about this book, only because I do feel like a lot of different things will start coming out from a lot of different people. So I would like to know, is this like a best friend or somebody who she you know, had started the book and then gave to them. And maybe they will reveal all of this once they clack him, you know, because I can understand the fear, even if it is a best friend or close family member, you know, to say she gave me this book in hopes of it getting published because, you know, she didn't know if she would really be here. So so I just would really like to know who has a copy of this. That's what I would like to know. And I will also, I don't want to feel like somebody is coming out with this. Just, you know, knowing how evil he is. Maybe somebody that's been around him long enough and known all the things that he did do to her. You know, I would like to know that it's more of a best friend, a sister, brother, you know, something along those lines. But do I believe he done all those things to her? Yes. And even more than he did to Cassie. So yeah, that's it.
Appreciate you. It was something that was telling in me in that little snippet was that he said, "You can't be with nobody else unless I allow it." And that's what he was doing with Cassie. She was with other people when he allowed it at the FOs. I felt like these are her words, but you know, time will tell. Savannah, you're up.
I'm in agreement. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
Oh, I'm going to agree with everyone else. I believe all of this wholeheartedly. I think it'd be a bestseller when it does come out.
Savannah, you
Because
sound like muffled.
can you hear me, Diva?
Yeah.
Okay. I apologize. We have bad connection here today. Um, I believe that this is going to be a bestseller when it does come out because we've been having uh, questions to her untimely departure. And I believe that her children deserve answers as well. I think many people knew and also hid the truth about everything that she was going through. Um, and I just know that there's going to be absolutely so much more horrific stories, things that we probably just can't even imagine that this young lady went through. So um, I'm here for it. I want to know the truth. I think her kids deserve the truth.
Thank you, Savannah. I appreciate you. I'm coming, Felicia. Somebody said, I wonder how Misa got away from him. You know what? I don't think, Marcy, I don't think she really did. If you notice when her son, when what's his name, when he got cleaned up at the raid, Misa was pissy hot mad and said, I'm tired of covering for people. She's talking about her baby daddy. I think they just all fear this man. Felicia, you're up.
Hey. Well, good evening, everyone. Glad to be here. Thank you, Diva, for sharing those cliff notes with us. So I saw something was scratched out on the top. Do you know what that is?
No.
No.
I don't know if they named the guy, the producer. I don't know. I was trying to find out, but no, I do not.
Mm-hmm. So some of you know that language is very important to me. And so there was certain, and I was looking to go back in from what you read, but there were certain pieces there when she is allegedly talking about what happened. And that language sounds exactly like Mr. Combs. It fit the bill. I'm not saying that other people could not recreate it, but it came so close to what we know and how he speaks and how he thinks. So I didn't find any of it to be unbelievable. I'm looking forward to all of it coming out. I happen to believe it was leaked by the FBI. I believe it were the same people who leaked that video in that hotel.
Mm.
You know, he got a break. You know, Mama Combs, she was rushed to the hospital. She can't breathe. Her stress levels up. Oh my goodness, where is he? Get my son here. He's whitewater rafting. No, he need to come be here next to me. Blah blah blah. And word on the street is, you know, Mama Combs was subpoenaed to come in for a deposition. Here we are 3 weeks later. We don't know where Mama Combs is. But we noticed that there was a trend where he wasn't trending every day anymore for 6.5 months. And now we have this. Yeah, I think it's the FBI. And Leo, you asked a question like, why would her son perhaps still be standing with this man if he has knowledge and this stuff is true, how he harmed his mother? Well, I'm coming from a different point of view. He has 2 little sisters. And if he raises up against their father, their father can deny him access. And if he's trying to protect them, to stay connected, to have communication, and he goes up against their father, he can block that access. So he remains silent, perhaps, so that he can remain in their lives, so that he can be there for them and he can be present in the event that they need some kind of help. That's my takeaway on that. Thank you, Diva.
Thank you. Julius, you're up.
I hope this source checks out. We have been saying for almost a year now, it'll be a year when everything hit the fan. What did Kim Porter go through? We got questions. We haven't heard from her. We all have our suspicions and our thoughts that he may have been the one to unalive her and to cause her illness. Speculation warning, because I do believe he watches our panel live discussions to see if anybody's talking about him. That's just me. So speculation warning. But if it checks out, I say to the spirit of the late Kim Porter, speak. Speak, and I hope before you felt the time to transition that you wrote and left your words with trusted people that can be able to deliver your message on your behalf. So I hope she's able to speak. Speak. That's all.
Thank you. I appreciate you. Carbar, you are absolutely correct. But you know what? I think he got away with a lot of stuff with the almighty dollar bill. I think he paid his way out of a lot of stuff and people kept their mouths shut. It's craziness. Tay, you're up.
I feel bad for Kim Porter. Had to put up with this man for all those years, and now she's not here no more to speak her story, what he did to her. A man should never put his hand on a woman. And we already talked about what happened in that college where he went to, what he did to that girl in the college. I wish you would put your hand on me. I'll hit you with a fan. I'll throw the chair at you too. But you throw a chair at Kim Porter? Because she's probably tired of your mess anyway. She's tired you put your hand on her after all those years. She said enough is enough. And then after that, she was no here no more. After that, what happened to her? You bug her phone, say you belong to me. If I can't have you, nobody can. That's all, Diva.
I appreciate you. Dustin, you're up.
I would just want to say that I hope that her family gets justice. That her life was taken away too soon, in my opinion, Diva. And I hope her family gets justice. And I hope you rest in peace.
Yeah, I do too, Dustin. I appreciate you. You know what's interesting? Her father,
Thank you,
Jake, you're welcome. Jake Porter spoke out, and when he saw the video of Cassie in the hotel, did Jake Porter not know that his daughter was in the hospital during this time period? Did Jake Porter never know like the different things that was alleged that happened to her? Let's just say, because we don't know this incident, we don't know, it wasn't confirmed. But like I said, Gene Deal said plenty of times that her nose was broken by Diddy, allegedly. So the dad never knew about none of this stuff. I'm ready to give Jake the side eye. Yeah, you made your changes. I didn't either. I don't either. I'm connected with you there. I don't either. But he wanted to come out and say how appalled he was about Cassie when he saw the video. You knew nothing about your daughter? Yeah, the father said he never knew. Yeah, come on now. So let's go ahead and roll right into this next story. And the next story is a Diddy story again. So Keefe D, who is currently behind bars, waiting for his trial in November of this year for being accused of unaliving or having something to do with the unaliving of Tupac Shakur. The prosecutors came up with a 149-page document, and they created this document because they wanted to block Keefe D from getting out on bond while he awaits his trial. And so him and the prosecutors, when I say him, Keefe D, have been going back and forth. Well, in this 149-page document, they mentioned Diddy name 77 times, but they said it came out of Keefe D's mouth. They're saying that Keefe D said that Tupac ordered a hit on not Tupac, that Diddy ordered a hit on Tupac and was going to pay $1 million. So he said when Diddy found out that Tupac was, unalived, he claims that Diddy called him, and him is Keefe D, and said, was that us? Was that us? So now Tupac's family has had enough. They sick of people, and when I say people, there's Keefe D and all the surrounding him, keep, saying what happened to their family member, meaning Tupac. And so now they're investigating. They want to know if Diddy did do it, then they want justice, okay? So let's get into this story. Hold on. Let me pull up this article. They lawyered up. And when you got a problem, that's the way you do things. You go and get yourself a lawyer. So Tupac family members lawyered up over Diddy claim. They plan legal action if the...
Dave, I gotta go. So have a good night.
You too, Dustin. Plan legal action if evidence arises. So Tupac family is clearly disturbed over the allegation that Diddy may have played a role in the late rapper's murder. Something they now digging into with a new legal team who plan to get to the bottom of it and force action if they find anything there. TMZ has learned. Sources with direct knowledge tell us members of Tupac's still living relatives have retained attorneys Alex Spiro and Christopher Clora, as well as a team of investigators to look into Keefe D's resurfaced allegation that Diddy offered to pay him and his crew money to take Pac out in the 90s. You will recall this claim, which thus far is unsubstantiated, came to light anew last week when prosecutors in Keefe D's murder case included an old transcript from an interview he did in 2009, where he alleged Diddy was willing to pay up to $1 million for a hit on Tupac. Diddy was never charged over the claim, and we heard cops in Vegas never took Keefe's claim to be legit. However, Tupac's family clearly wants this vetted thoroughly. We're told the family feels that there might be something to this claim, and with the legal team they brought on, They're hoping to dig up any potential evidence that exists to corroborate it, as Spiro and Chloe plan to run down any and all leads they can find. Our sources say that Diddy allegation will be the main focus of this private investigation, and we're told the team is confident there surfaced potential evidence, including more legal docs. So hold on one second. Yes.
So it's Harrell, you, Puffy, Zip, and a bunch of Southsiders. And what Puffy makes kind of an announcement?
Yeah, that was stupid as hell too, you know.
What did you actually hear? What was the words? The best you can remember what he says.
Shit, he said he'd give us anything for them dudes, you know? Yeah.
He'll give you anything for these guys' head?
Yeah, he said it in front of all the people. I couldn't believe it.
How's it go? How's the conversation go? I mean, okay, listen, I'll do it, but I need $500,000, or you know, I've got somebody who will do it, but I need $300,000. I mean, we need really specific details regarding that.
Yeah, we wanted $1 million.
You tell him we'll do it for $1 million, and he's like, okay, I'll do it for $1 million.
Yeah.
He agrees. You shake on it or something like that.
Yeah.
What happened?
He like, man, we'll wipe their ass out quick. You know, it's nothing.
Who brought up the amount of $1 million?
Shit, he did.
Puffy did?
Yeah.
Okay. Wasn't you?
No, it wasn't me. Shit. $1 million, I'll take it for 50. You know what I'm saying? Shit.
So he brought up the $1 million.
Yeah.
This man is a disgrace, and when I mean a disgrace, I'm talking Keefe D. First of all, I wish he would speak a little better and a little clearer so you could hear him. Let me go down here again. If they do, we're told any material that implicates Diddy in alleged wrongdoing will be passed on to the proper authorities to be looked into for possible criminal charges. And we should say there's no statute of limitations on unaliving somebody. If nothing comes about on the criminal front, we're told Tupac's family will potentially look into filing a wrongful death suit. Again, assuming they uncover evidence to do so. Worth noting, Diddy has explicitly denied any involvement in Tupac's murder a handful of times over the years, and he never been arrested as it pertains to this years-old rumor. Nonetheless, Tupac's family wants to clear the air on this once and for all. One last thing, Spiro has a history of working on cold cases like this, including the Robert Durst case and the Tiger King case. So he's coming into this fairly seasoned. Time will tell what comes of it. Now, let me just back up to here really quickly.
The Tupac murder case just got way more salacious because now Diddy's name has been brought up by prosecutors. How does Diddy play into this? Well, people who have been following the case of Keefe D, he is the man who was arrested and has been charged with Tupac's murder. He's in jail. He is trying to get out on bail. And prosecutors want to make the case that he should not be let out. There's a recording, if you've been following this case closely, there's a recording that has been out on the internet. It is a conversation between Keefe D and Las Vegas Metro Police from years ago. And they're talking about the murder of Tupac. And on this recording, Keefe D makes an allegation that Diddy offered to pay them $1 million to kill Tupac. And now prosecutors are bringing that recording up as evidence to say, do not let this guy out of jail.
Because they're suggesting he's a contract killer. But the real interesting thing about this is, do prosecutors believe that Diddy made that offer? Because the offer, if they believe it, that offer would be a crime.
So I'll weigh in on this. We should just mention, I think Charles alluded to this from the beginning. This interview that Keefe D did with Vegas PD back in the day is from 2009. And this audio recording of this interview where Keefe D claims, yeah, Puffy was offering $1 million. He wanted Tupac's head, blah, 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 blah. By the way, Keefe D says Puffy allegedly never paid that money. So I don't know if there's anything there. But the bigger point is, this allegation has been out there in the ether for a while. Investigators and law enforcement has been aware of this allegation for a while. It's 2024. Nothing has ever come of this allegation in terms of charging Diddy, arresting Diddy. he's dealing with other legal woes right now, unrelated to this, obviously. To Harvey's point, though, I think that they don't think it's actually true. I mean, look, Keefe D has said a lot about the Tupac murder case over the years. He's done lots of interviews.
He wrote a book.
I was just going to say, people who want to buy into conspiracy theories certainly believe that, especially with considering the beef back then, et cetera. But in terms of like something official, look, it's 2024. He did this interview in 2009, and they've been aware of this Diddy tie for years and years and years. Guess what? The guy's never been charged for it.
But here's the problem with that. If it's not true, and if he just made it up, that does not make the case to deny him bail. That the only way to deny him bail no, hold on. Let me just make my point. That what they're insinuating is Keefe D was willing to be a contract killer. If the premise of that there was never a contract and he was just blustering,
right?
Then they've lost their case to say, because of that, you should deny him bail.
So you're saying that in order for this to work, they have to also
believe it?
Believe it? No, they just have to say, Your Honor, you have this guy who is speaking to police and by his own admission is saying that he would be a contract killer.
And the judge
is
says,
that the type of person that you want? Is that the type of person you want to let out on the streets?
And the judge says, wait a minute, are you saying that you're co-signing that he believed that? Or is the
and then I say, Your Honor, that is not what's at issue.
But it is
here.
an issue.
The matter that we're discussing is whether or not Mr. Davis should be allowed out on bail.
Making
Making
up stories does not deny you bail.
I think one of the biggest interesting parts are that Keefe, initially denied everything he's been saying about these interviews, but now that, he's admitting that the whole Diddy thing is true. So, he's spun a lot of tales from his interviews and his testimonies, and now here we are.
Yeah, at this point, it's hard to know what Keefe D actually believes himself because he's told so many different versions.
This hearing is going to be fascinating to see, because the defense is going to. I want to hear if the defense says, Your Honor, he was just making that crap up. I mean, he has done that before. Because if then they're going to have to, the rubber's going to meet the road.
My name's Taylor from Seattle, Washington. And as mentioned before, I just think that since there has been a lot of speculation over the years in Diddy's involvement, it's important to remember that these are just theories. While some may believe that he have played a role, but without concrete evidence, it's difficult to know the truth.
If they've taken this long to investigate Keefe D, right? That was 2009 when they spoke to him. If you were going to go through all of that to finally arrest him and try him, why wouldn't you also be doing the same exact thing for the guy you believed paid him?
So if they didn't believe it, then the issue is, then why are you using that to deny him bail? I'm telling you, you can't have it both ways.
All right. So so your prediction is that Keefe D is going to get
I have no idea.
He's going to get out on bail.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that you can't have it both ways this way. And that's what they're asking for.
Whew, it's loaded. This is another loaded conversation. Leo, your thoughts?
Unfortunately, it's not loaded for me. I am sick of Keefe D. I am sick of Keefe D. What I can't say with the Tupac family, they're willing to investigate and invest their coins into investigating what really happened and picking up this thread on that Diddy may have had some involvement in this incident. And I want to know who got actually paid for it. Did Keefe D get paid for it? Because if he is the one that said he was acting on the orders of Diddy, then where the money trail at? Where the money at? I'm just so sick of Keefe D. Keefe D is not telling us the truth. I do not know what the truth is, but he is not telling it. He got 7 stories, and I'm tired of it. I'm sick and tired of Keefe D.
I appreciate you, Leo. Katrina, you're up.
I'm with you, Leo. I am so much. Like I said, he talked himself into a whole lot of a whole lot of stuff. He was the one that put out the lie or the story or whatever he said that he did it, because he was like the head. I think he was like over the Crips or something back in the day. So he was like the head man on the street. So okay, yeah. So what you want is street credit, and so you said you took out Tupac. Okay, then you went on Glad with your shades on, saying you did it and all this and whatsoever, and you wrote a book. Okay, next thing we seen, the FBI was cuffing you. Now you locked up and you saying you didn't do it, but you telling people that you got paid $1 million to do it. So we don't know what to go with Keefe D, because Keefe D is a liar. So we don't know if he did it. If he did do it, we don't know, because he lied. He lied so much he can't tell the truth when he's trying to get out of jail. He lied on that. So he didn't talk himself into some mess. And them folks gonna make him pay, even if he didn't do it. They've been trying to crack this mystery forever, and you have put yourself to be the fall guy, and now put yourself in that situation. You in jail. You look like you ate all the people in jail. It's ridiculous. It's sad. And now if you didn't do it, now they finna make sure that you take the rap for this M, because they've been trying to solve this case forever. So you talk yourself into this. And this is what happened when you run your mouth and you don't have things to back it up. So, and I hope the family finds out if Puffy had something to do with it, because I think he had something to do with him and Biggie. But who knows? I'm just going on my observation or whatsoever. So I'm glad I'm glad they are looking into it. I really am, because this has been gone too long for this not to be solved. And as we can see, Diddy get people taken out all kinds of ways. You know, the coroner, he gone. The one that said that Kim didn't die the way that she's supposed to die. She's gone. The plastic surgeon, he's gone. Kim gone. There's no telling what this man has done. And like I said, Keefe D, if you didn't do it, you talk yourself into it, because you finna take the fall for this one. But I do hope the family get justice for Tupac if Puffy has something to do with it. That's all I got, Diva.
I appreciate you. Julius, you're up.
This fool's a big old dummy. A big old dummy. Desperate for money. You big dummy.
I appreciate you, Julius. Dr. Love, you up?
Hello. Ooh, Keefe D. Oh my goodness, it's a lot. It's a whole lot with him. I just don't know what made him take the rap like that. But I guess I don't got that much to say about him besides what Julius said. He is slow. Yeah.
I appreciate you. Felicia, you up?
Okay, so you know how I love to talk about things that we deal with lawyers. And Alex Spiro, the attorney hired for this particular matter and for this overseeing this investigation, is part of a law firm called Quinn Emanuel. So in doing my research, he has represented some very notable people that we talk about over here. Most recently, he was Megan Thee Stallion's attorney in the Tory Lanez case. He has also, just very recently,
Shut the fuck up, nigger. You fucking dirty.
Who is that?
Nigga.
Oh boy, who was
What
that?
fool was that? Who was
Can
that,
I
Diva?
repeat that again, fool?
That was a bot. That's a bot.
Yeah, that's a bot. Yeah, sorry.
How does a bot get backstage?
I know.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
Huh.
And then you have who else? He represented Alec Baldwin recently. But when I went into the Wikipedia, I think I found a little bit more interesting information for the folks here in the chat and on the panel. So yes, he has an incredible set of clients. But the one that's repeatedly comes up is Sean Carter, Jay-Z. So he represented him in 2019 to help with the immigration arrest of rapper-songwriter 21 Savage. Again, he represented him in, looks like 2020, while the lawsuit against the healthcare providers for inmates at Mississippi prisons after Jay-Z's Roc Nation filed their own lawsuit on behalf of a group of inmates. In 2021, he obtained a temporary restraining order against Roc Nation co-founder Damon Dash in Manhattan Federal Court, blocking a planned non-fungible token auction of his copyright interest in Jay-Z's debut album, Reasonable Doubt. In November 2021, a New York jury decided in favor of Spiral, finding Jay-Z not liable in a suit stemming from a cologne deal in 2013, where Mr. Carter was awarded $4.5 million. He has also represented Meek Mills, Mick Jagger, Charles Oakley, yes, whatever, Eminem, Charlie Javis. So he has an incredible list of clients. He doesn't always win. He doesn't always lose. His co-counsel on this matter is Christopher Clore, C-L-O-R-E. He's of counsel there at Quinn Emanuel. Christopher attended NYU School of Law. He also did his undergrad work at the University of Pennsylvania. So he has a really strong background. He's multilingual, has a lot of melanin in his skin. The most part of his career was working at the U.S. Attorney's Office, where he worked with the Violent and Organized Crime Unit, Narcotics Unit, narcotics trafficking, money laundering schemes, racketeering, firearm offenses, multiple risk, and trial advocacy. So I bring this up because this is a very expensive investment. And whoever did this, outside of the Tupac family as well, they're serious. They're serious. They're putting their money where their concerns are. So I don't think anyone involved or allegedly involved in this will be taking it less than very seriously. So with these two stories coming together in less than 48 hours, I would say once again, Mr. Combs, get mama out of the hospital, get her some meds, okay? And you get off some meds, go rehab, because it's coming, for real. The criminal charge is coming. And that's what we are all waiting for. I'm done.
I appreciate you, Felicia. Tay, you're up.
Keefe, why you can't tell the truth? Can't they get this man on the lie detector test and see if he's telling the truth or not? First, you said you saw something happen, and 2, you wrote a book, and 3, we just saw you in the court with that blue suit and those yellow, the orange saw with the chain around your ankle, and now we see you again in that court. You tell blah 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 this, and now you want to talk about the Puff Daddy did this right here. Which one is it, Keefe? Did you did it, or did Puff Daddy offer you money to pew on the Tupac right there? Which one is it? Because we all sick and tired of this right here. We really, really do. Just tell the truth, Keefe, and just get off my line. Just get off my line. I'm just tired of this man. I really do. Leave. That's all, Diva. Diva, you mute.
Thank you, guys. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and roll right into the last story. And the last story is about the school bookkeeper. First, I'm gonna show you the clip, and this clip is from before he got charged, and then I'll bring you to the current piece of the story. I think this is it.
New here at 9, an Orange County School District employee is under arrest, accused of embezzling money.
The suspect was in charge of bookkeeping at the district and allegedly stole the money over the course of 7 years.
And KCAL News assignment editor Mike Rogers at the desk now. Mike, how much money was allegedly taken?
Pat and Want, an astonishing amount, to be honest with you, $14 million from the Magnolia School District down in Orange County. They service schools in Anaheim and in Stanton. Now, this person, as we told you, was a bookkeeper of sorts for the district and was allegedly writing himself checks over all of these years. Now, not in his name, but in someone else's name, and then would cash them to himself. Now, I want to show you the court document here. This is the criminal complaint. This is just over the course of August 2022 to July of 2023, where they say the suspect here, about 93% of all of the deposits in his personal bank account were from embezzled funds from the school district. They accuse him of doing all kinds of things, including using over $1.9 million to pay his American Express bill, withdrawing $325,000 from ATMs. And they actually have still photos of him from those ATMs. I want to show them to you here. Here he is. This was handed out to us by the U.S. Department of Justice. This is Jorge Contreras. He's 52 years old. Now, in addition to his bookkeeping that he did at the school district, apparently he was also this production person, this music production person, and posted all of this kind of stuff on his Instagram page. This is a picture from the DOJ that they said is from his Instagram page, where he was also wearing these luxury clothes they accuse him of purchasing with these stolen funds from the Magnolia School District down there in Anaheim. Now, the Magnolia School District did cooperate with the FBI and the U.S. Department of Justice on this case because obviously they were their books that they were allegedly, or their money that was allegedly being stolen from them. This person held a very high title over there at the school district. If convicted, he faces up to 10 years in federal prison. Guys?
Wow.
We begin with that. And they threw the book at his behind too. Horrible. Let me just go into the current up-to-date information here. So, California school official who stole $17 million from low-income district and hid cash in a mini fridge is sent to prison. A crooked senior finance director at a low-income California school district who embezzled millions of dollars to fund a lavish lifestyle, splurging on high-end tequila and fancy cars, has been sentenced to 70 months in federal prison. George Armando Gutierrez, 53, pleaded guilty in March to lining his pockets with nearly $17 million from the Magnolia School District, which he spent on luxury goods like cars, expensive tequila, and dozens of designer bags. The U.S. Attorney Office of the Central District of California said in a press release. Instead of using his job, hold on one second, guys. Instead of using his jobs as the public school district to help socioeconomically disadvantaged children, Gutierrez embezzled millions upon millions of dollars, which he flagrantly spent on a luxury home, car, and designer clothes and accessories, said the United States Attorney Martin Estrada. Today's sentence highlights our office's determination to prosecute and punish those who betray the public trust, especially when their behavior affects some of our community's most vulnerable members. The district serves hundreds of preschool to grade 6 students in Anaheim and Stanton, 81% of who are classified as socioeconomically disadvantaged. Gutierrez was hired by Magnolia Schools in 2006 as a senior director of fiscal services, giving him unfettered access to district bank accounts and the student body bank account, which he raided with impunity from 2016 to 2023, USAO said. He used the filthy liquor to live the high life, purchasing a $1.5 million mansion, a BMW SUV worth $127,000, 57 designer bags, mostly Louis Vuitton, as well as jewelry, clothes, shoes, and 8 bottles of some luxury tequila, valued at around $1,700 each. According to court documents, Kentouris would write checks against district bank accounts in small amounts made out to MSD with the letters spaced out, short for Magnolia School District. Look at how he stored the money in his refrigerator. This man was just pure greed. But once he secured the proper signatures, he filled in fictitious name and increased the amounts of the checks, which he would deposit into his personal bank account using ATMs. He even provided bogus bank reconciliation packets to district colleagues, complete with falsified bank statements and records. When law enforcement raided his home, they found large stacks of cash stuffed in a mini refrigerator. In all, his theft from the district amounted to approximately $16,694,942, according to USAO. He was sentenced by the U.S. District Judge Fred W. Slaughter on charges of embezzlement, theft, and intentional misapplication of funds from an organization receiving federal funds. In addition to his prison term, Kentouris was ordered to pay restitution in the full amount. Well, where he gonna get $17 million from? This is insane. But there is a movie. I watched it during the pandemic. It's called Bad Education. It had came on HBO, but if you look it up, that movie was based on a true story. And there was an administrator in the school that did the same thing. I think this guy stole more than that guy did, but it's still crazy. Leo, your thoughts?
Unfortunately, this is really easy to do, right? So I was the financial secretary for a union for several years. And in that account that I had access to $500,000. And it was no one, you would get the signature from the president, but it was really no one that came behind me to check and see. And I wrote my own paycheck, right?
Really?
So for all the services I did, I wrote my own paycheck. I could say I did whatever and still got paid for it. And the only thing the president did was just sign the check. It didn't really matter whether or not what I was saying was legit. So, and he got away with it from 2016 to 2022 and 23. But he started the job in 2006, and what he learned is that no one was paying attention. No one was paying attention. So it's not just I blame him for that. I blame the whole school district for that, because no one was paying attention to their own money. No one was paying attention, and he got you. Just like what people do. If you have, if it's a window for somebody to get you, they gonna get you.
Oh my God.
They gonna get you. I bartended for years. For years, I bartended. For like 5-6 years, I bartended. And you can make money hand over fist stealing from the bar because no one is paying attention. And listen, so it is sad. It is really sad. He is a whole thief. He needs to go to jail. But it is the administration's fault as well. Somebody need to get charged there too for neglect and not paying attention. They want that $17 million back from him. They won't never get it. But I tell you what, if you start charging these administrators for that $17 million, they'll keep an eye on who running their books.
He was messy and slick though, so he would write the check out for a small amount, then he go and change it after everybody signed.
After everybody signed, but somebody else need to still be looking at the accounts. Like, how is it that no one else is looking at the accounts? The head superintendent, like nobody in their office, whoever is their controller, that's called the person that's looking at where the money is going at and what's happening. You know, you hold a public trust. So therefore, other than these people who sign the checks, it needs to be oversight that backs that up. It need to be several layers of investigating where the funds go, just besides these people who sign the checks and the bookkeeper, and that's it. I'm telling you, that administration is at fault. And he was good for 10 years. And then he started stealing because he figured out nobody was paying attention. I'm telling you, if they sue the whole administration for their $17 million, people start paying attention.
Yeah, he ripped them. I mean, and then he had bacon sold in the refrigerator, I guess, to preserve the money. This man was a whole fool. Katrina, you up?
This is so ridiculous. Not only was he a thief, but you were a dumb thief. With the type of job that he had, how are you going to go get a car that he got, a mansion? You walking around in Prada, Gucci, Versace, all type of liquor. Your income is not matching how you living. And the second thing is, you dumb anyway. If you had acquired that amount of money, there's no way I would have still been on that job. So you on this job, you ain't got $17 million from these people. They're just like a person stealing from a hospital and going back to the scene of the crime. Why are you going back? Oh, to try to cover your tracks to make people think that you're not doing anything and that you keeping this job so they can think that's how you making your money. But you are a whole big fool. Then you got the money in your house. Why would you even have the money anywhere in your house? Should have buried it somewhere in the backyard or something like that. You got the money in the house. So you're not just dumb. You're not a thief. You a dumb thief. You got everything that you need to have. You a millionaire. I would have left and went overseas somewhere where I couldn't be extradited. He's dumb and it's stupid. And like you said, why didn't these people do an audit? They just not realizing this much money is missing. The school is an underprivileged school already, and y'all not checking on why this not coming through, why this not. So basically the school is not as broke as you saying, because if this man got away with all this much money, so you must have some money somewhere else. So you're not as broke as you saying. You said it's underprivileged, but how this man steal $17 million and y'all still going and y'all not even missing this money? So you saying that one thing, that the school is underprivileged, is under whatever, but you allow this man to get $17 million and nobody back there. The same as the lady, the cafeteria lady that stole all that chicken. She had got what, $1 million worth of chicken because she worked in a school or whatsoever, and she was ordered the chicken, and they were thinking the chicken was going into the school. And kids really don't even eat bone-in chicken no more at school to eat the boneless chicken. So she was ordering all this chicken. Nobody paid attention to all this chicken this lady ordering. Then all of a sudden, now you want to go put her in jail once you realize you got over $2 million worth of chicken. It's sad. It's ridiculous. And he, like I said, he's not just a thief. He's a dumb thief. That's all I got, Diva.
I appreciate you. Thank you. Where am I at? Julius, you're up.
People are just dumb. Dumb. He didn't have to steal nothing. He just dumb.
Thank you. Dr. Love.
I see where all the school money is going. He's not the first. I'm quite sure he won't be the last. And I'm quite sure there's a lot present this day and this time that has to be doing this. And probably not just in the school districts. I want to say in the neighborhoods and everywhere else, because I've always wondered, the government give out so much money. He gives so much money to the different programs in neighborhoods. Where is this money really going? It is a shame that people just outright steal like this. It is just a shame before God. Yeah.
Thank you. Felicia, you're up.
It's most unfortunate. That's a lot of money. That means there's a lot of young children who didn't probably get the tech that they were supposed to get, the upgraded labs, the qualified teachers. And that's why nobody checked them, because no one really cared. We just don't have the money. That's what you hear. We don't have the money. It's not, well, where did it go? Where is it? What did we spend it on? We just don't have it. And so you said this was over 7 years? Was it 7 years?
I believe so.
So that was 2 classes full. That was either somebody going first grade to 8th grade or 2 sets of high school classes. Underserved. Unfortunate. I'm done.
Yeah. Thank you, Felicia. Tay, you're out.
This is just nothing but greed. It's all about me. I don't care about nobody but me. I don't get that all that money right there. It probably not his first time to steal school money. He probably collected all that money for his retirement. So he go to, I don't know, probably France, Paris, New York, or any kind of state or country he go to. And that's just sad right there. He just nothing but a greed thief. That's what he is, a greed thief. That's all. And by the way, he didn't like the bad boys. What you gonna do when they come for you? That's all, Diva.
I appreciate you, Tay. Wayne, is that really you?
Yeah.
Okay.
That kind of money, I don't think he did it by himself.
Oh.
I don't think he did it by himself. I don't know how he did it, but I don't think he did it by himself. Because that's a lot of money to try to hide. And somehow he did it, when you're on a job like that doesn't pay that kind of money for you to be, using, getting bags like that, home, all of that. That should have been a red flag. He works here, but he's living like a king. But greed will get you every time. Greed will get you living. People probably would have thought he was living beyond his means. Well, how could he afford all of that on a salary like this? And people start talking. So I think, the greed got him, and he's living this flashy life, and, all you need is somebody jealous of you. But I'm done.
Appreciate you. Thank you, Wayne. Now, I think this guy now is going to make history. That's a sad thing to say, with stealing the amount of money he stole. But I told you, so it was in 2019, this film came out called Bad Education. It is based on, Hugh Jackman plays in it. It's based on a true story. And Hugh Jackman was the superintendent of a school district in Long Island. Now, I want to say, he stole millions too. I don't remember exactly how much he stole, but he stole millions. He was another one. He was living in a high-end apartment. He was using the money to do plastic surgery. He just was reckless with the school funds. But Leo, you triggered something in my brain. It started out small, like you said. He had the school credit card. So at first he made a mistake and he purchased coffee, pulling out the wrong credit card on his wallet. He purchased coffee, like his morning coffee, with the school credit card. And then he noticed nobody's really paying attention. And he just kept upping the ante on how much he stole, right? So it says here, he stole millions of dollars from their wealthy public school district and together attempted to cover up the embezzlement. But like you said, Wayne, he did have someone else in the school that was helping him. And so both of them ended up stealing. It was a hot mess. So initially when they found out, he threw the other lady under the bus. And then eventually they realized that no, he was stealing too. It was a mess. It was a really good movie. Now, see, this what I'm saying. They said, realizing she has embezzled at least $250,000 of taxpayers' money. That was the other one that was working with him. But I think he stole more. But it was a law then that they had since changed where he was still able to get his pension, and his pension when he gets out of jail is worth like $250,000 a year. it was just a sick story. And for that story, the students found out that he was stealing the money because they was writing a paper and they didn't understand why they didn't get the pizza ovens that was budgeted for. And it was like, well, why didn't we get the pizza ovens? But then they saw a record saying that the pizza ovens was allegedly ordered, but they were nowhere to be found in either school.
Oh.
Yep, the students found out. If you ever get a chance, it's a really good movie. I saw it.
So the administration never figured out that the people were stealing hand over fist on them. It was the students that rung the alarm.
Yep. Student, and they wrote it up in the school newspaper, but then like a bigger newspaper found out. But this happened in Long Island, New York. But I think
and I can tell you why that is, because people are fearful of finances, right? You know, because I do the finances every day, and when I try to talk to people to try to figure out, okay, so what did you do with this invoice? What happened with this? Why you put this in? I don't know. I don't really understand it. I don't know. That's the answer I get all the time. And people are fearful of figuring out finances like the dentist. And they put it in someone else's hands, and collectively with people's fear of finances, especially big business finances like nonprofits and things like that, the education, platform and that kind of thing, people just don't want to know. They just don't want to be involved in it at all.
Well, and that's how they get got. That's how they get got, because they don't want to be involved. They don't want to find out. And they don't want to reconcile and figure things out. But yeah, it was a good movie. But I really think this particular guy with this 17 million, I think he made history. I've never seen someone steal that much from a school system, and he ought to be ashamed of himself. And I don't know how. So 70 months that's about 7 years, right? Or maybe a little about 7 years, I guess, or a little bit less than 7 years. If so, that's not a lot of time. Am I calculating that right? He got 70 months. But when he gets out, it's 6 years. Yeah, that's not a lot of time for 17 million. And then when he gets out, how does he pay back 17 million? They need to stop.
Where's the rest of that money?
Well, listen, he got a mansion that was 1.5 million. I don't know if he paid it all in cash. He was driving a luxury car with 127,000. He had all the Louis and Gucci you could possibly name. Then he had the nerve to have a addiction to buying this expensive $1,700 a bottle tequila. He was just.
I looked up your story. I looked the story up. He stole 11 million.
Oh, the other guy, the bad education. Oh yeah. So this guy topped him. So, but when that story happened, they said it was the worst in U.S. history. So now this guy even tops him. I thought the guy from Bad Education, though, I don't remember. I thought he got more than 6 years. Did you see how much time he got, Katrina?
Hold on, let me look it back up. Hold on.
Yeah, look it back up. But there was others that went down with that guy from the movie Bad Education. Like I said, it's based on a true story.
Because that's no time for you to been and took 17 million. You coming back out, you still gonna be rich.
Well, no, in this last guy's case, he has to pay that money back. I'm thinking the guy in Bad Education, even if he got to pay that money back, he's going to get his pension, because there was a loophole in the law that he was still entitled to his pension. And his pension, because he was the superintendent, is worth $250K a year. And so now, as a result of him, they was changing the law. Yeah, that was a really, really good, interesting movie. As you look that up, I'm going to go into our feel-good story. Our feel-good story is interesting because it's about diligence. There was this older couple. Chase Bank was their bank, and they got defrauded out of $48,000. And the bank was pretty much like, oh, well, but because they stayed diligent, they ended up getting their money back. So let me go ahead and play the story. It's a good feel-good story.
whose life savings disappeared after a cyber heist, a phone call they thought was from their bank. And after months of hearing case closed, they kept pushing for investigators and the bank to realize their account had been hacked. Fox 5 team's Dana Fowles says their hard work has paid off with an arrest and a refund. Dana?
A lot of big news on
Yeah.
this, but let's be clear off the top. Had Gloria and Gary Moss not kept pushing, kept trying to show Chase Bank they were wrong to close their case, they would still be out nearly $50,000. For 5 months, they insisted their phone and their account had somehow been hacked. They weren't sure how, but they knew it had been done. The good news is their money has been returned, but you really need to hear what they did, just in case something similar happens to you.
They asked me, what did I want? I said, I want, number one, for Chase to give me back $48,259.23. And that is exactly what they gave us back to the penny.
Great news today, but for 5 months, Gloria and Gary Moss fretted and prayed over their lost life savings.
When I first started out with this, nobody was doing nothing.
Their money was stolen from their Chase bank account in February. Fast forward to April, police still hadn't assigned her case to a detective. In the meantime, a federal watchdog group said there was nothing they could do, and the bank, case closed.
Chase is like, you let them in, sorry.
In other words, the money's gone, this is what it is. But my wife was determined and she never gave up.
The Buford couple explained to us in April, when we first met them, how the scam started.
I received 2 texts saying that they were from Chase Fraud Department and that my husband's debit card had been compromised.
She called who she thought was the bank. She says while on hold, she thought the bank was canceling her cards and issuing new ones. What the caller was really doing was emptying their account. Chase Bank's website says if you see that money was removed from your accounts and you didn't authorize the transaction, let us know right away. We will reimburse you. The Mosses did that, but here's the rub. Chase Bank wrote that Ms. Moss either authorized the transaction or she benefited from the theft. Ms. Moss has always maintained she did not authorize anything.
Did they ask you anything like what's your social security
Oh,
number?
no, absolutely.
Did they ask you your account number?
No.
Did they ask you your password?
No.
Did they ask you anything like your security code answer?
No.
It was now on the Mosses to prove the scammers had hacked their phone and communicated with the bank, approving large money transfers, that it wasn't her. But she couldn't get her own phone records without a subpoena.
The problem was I couldn't prove it because I couldn't get a subpoena.
She went to the Gwinnett County Courthouse and asked for one, and they said no. The police had to do it. Frustration all over their faces caught the eye of an assistant district attorney walking by. She jumped in and got their case in front of detectives. They got their phone records, and there it was, the scam, all laid out in computer jargon that was clear to financial forensics experts.
They just said they could see for a certain period of time that she was on the phone with the scammers. And when Chase was trying to call her, they were actually talking to the scammers.
July 10th, their stolen $48,259.23 reappeared in their account.
Chase, the representative, called me and let me know that they had decided that after the review, a third-party review, the decision was to refund our money back.
The Fox 5 team asked Chase Bank what in those phone records changed their mind. The bank only offered this brief response. We've credited our customer's account in full based on the new evidence they provided. Oh, and one more very big turn. Gwinnett County Police arrested a Texas woman, Audrey Michelle Townsend, for felony theft. Police say she admitted to being part of the theft. She was the caller. The 25-year-old has been extradited to Georgia and is sitting in Gwinnett County Jail.
It has been a long 5 months.
And in that time, a whole lot of people played a role. An empathetic district attorney who overheard her conversation, a smart detective who got down to business, and it was all fueled by a very determined Gloria Moss. And Miss Moss, by the way, pushed back early on the assumption that because she's retired or older, that's why she got duped. She has said from the beginning, this is not the case, and she was right.
Yeah, she was right. Okay, so the key here, though, is to get your phone transcripts.
Yeah.
Right?
So if this happens to you, and if you go on the internet and Google, this stuff's happening, find out how to get that done. Make it happen. Report your case to police. Report it quickly to the bank. Demand a copy of those phone records and get that in front of police and get it in front of the bank. This could have turned out so differently. It's been 5 months without their savings. And that changed their plans and their outlook and their near future, not having that money.
Of course it did.
Yeah.
Yeah, but glad to hear that, you know, through all of that, a happy ending for them.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, it's fantastic. And when we started this story, I did not anticipate this. I thought it's gone.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people did too.
sure.
But Gloria was having none.
She didn't give up, did she?
Boy, if you need somebody to take up your calls, Gloria Moss will do it.
Good.
She fought for her money, and I'm happy. That was a good ending because a lot of those stories don't end up that way of them
Her
getting their
story
money.
hits close to home. I had a situation, it didn't involve a bank, but someone was calling me. And thank goodness, as I told my parents what was going on, my mom knew the number to, you know, how you could check with your local police department.
Mhm.
And they told her to tell me that it was a scam. Nobody, and they, like the scammers were saying, they had a warrant out for my arrest and everything. So I was freaking out. And so the police officer said to my mom, nothing is here. It was a scam. And everything else. And like their story hits so close to home.
All right, guys. So thank you for being here with me. Thank you, Julius.
I got
Okay.
the update on that, Diva.
Okay, tell me.
Wayne Chocolate is right because it was two of them. It was the man and the lady. Tasson got 4 to 10 years, and he was released in 2010. The lady Glutton, she got 3 to 9 years, well, 3 to 4 years because she testified against the guy, and she was released, but she died in 2017. She stole $4 million, and he stole $11 million.
Oh no, that's
Well, after she
that
got out,
story from Bad Education. That's not the current story, right? But I understand what you're saying. He probably had
Yeah.
help, but in that Bad
Yeah.
Education, they knew all the people up front because those students found out. Yeah.
the
Also,
students told on them. Yeah.
the students sold on them. Yeah. Thank you, Katrina. I appreciate you. Listen, everybody, thanks for being here. Y'all know the routine. If you didn't hit the like button on the way in, hit the like button on the way out. Good night and goodbye, everybody.